All right.
And there's another tink.
There's a double tink. It's tink. Yes, there is a reason, and a very good reason, why we started a few minutes late. We apologize. It's the pre-show now because we are putting it out for our patrons and some teasers for the general public.
One moment, please.
As she sinks into the sunset. There is a reason why we came on a little late, and it's very, very important. That was because I had to make what? Coffee.
I told him.
For wife Amy. Because, priorities had to be made, and I can't have a co-host.
I was asleep in the living room.
She was. I'm like, honey, it's about 8 minutes to 10, or 8 minutes after. We need to, start soon. And she's like, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop this over here.
Yeah, so my apologies to everyone.
Yeah, so that's where we're a little late. We're going to be curious. We are going to put out probably this week and maybe next week. We started last week with putting the audio version of the pre-show, what you guys see when we watch, through the video. We put it out as extra content because so many people wanted to hear it, including the show itself. So we literally put out each week for the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, we put out an hour-and-a-half show, and that's pretty much how it goes now. And so we're putting them out as teasers, hopefully to get more people to get into the Patreon program. And we kind of made a few adjustments this week. And for the people, we'll explain all of it later on in the show. But the idea is we've made it now so that if all you have to do is donate up to $12. So for 12 episodes, we do $1 an episode. If you donate $1 for up to $12, you get access to the pre-show podcast now that we put out. That's an extra half hour of content, or a good 20 minutes of content that goes out to you, so that for all the people that want to listen to it. And I think it's a great deal, and it's a good way to get a reward system. So that's part of our new Patreon thing. We've got some other adjustments, and we'll talk about that when we get into the show. So for only $12, you can get, from now for whatever, you're a Patreon. We appreciate your contributions, and you can get the pre-show podcast. Which, try saying that fast when when I do the intro.
Nah, I can't say it slow.
That we are now able to put that out as a podcast for you to listen and download into your iPads, your iPods, your cell phones, anything that you want to do. It's going to be right along with the main show that we give for free.
Yeah.
And so for $12 donation, you get access to it. We're going to put it out free. We put last week's pre-show out for free. We're going to put tonight's show out for free, and we're going to put the next week's show out for free. So you kind of get a sample of what it's like, and then we hope that you make the decision to help support the show and give at least $12, and that way you'll have access to this right along, because it'll be password protected after that.
Yep, and you can stop it at any time.
You can stop.
You can say, I want to give $12, and that's it.
That's all you have to do. If you want to do, we've got better reward systems for other things. So if you give a little bit more, you get a couple of other things extra that we'll be talking about later on in the show as well.
Yep.
The thing that I did is I lowered the price down for the pre-shows to $12. I put to $26 the Hangouts instead of $52, so that if you donate $26, you get access to the pre-shows and access to the special Hangouts that we're going to have just for Patreons that are in that niche. And then I added a new one, and I haven't even told you what that is yet.
No, you haven't, as usual.
For the for the people, and if you've already given $52. Which we already have some that have.
Yes.
And this is also involved in PayPal too. If you give in, you're going to get into the list. If you give $1 a week for a year, $52, we are designing, and you're going to help design this, we are designing a GeoSnippits Reboot path tag. So not only will you get the path tag, and it's exclusive. Nobody gets this. We don't trade them off. You only get them if you're a patron. It's an exclusive, rare path tag that you're only going to get if you're a patron that you give for $1 a week.
Can I get one?
No. Well, you can show it off. I might give you one. You're
really?
Cute. You're cute. So we might do that.
I hope you do the show.
Yes. And so and I just realized I just hit.
You didn't hit record.
So I'm going to have to pull it from the video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyways, so if you give $52, which is $1 a week, all right.
They're feeling sorry for me because I'm always in the dark.
She never comes to the management meetings. That's what happens. So for $1 a week for a year, you get the path tag, the exclusive GeoSnippits Reboot Path tag that you're going to help design.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you get the Hangouts, the exclusive Hangouts.
I get the Hangouts too?
If you come, yeah. And the pre-show extra content. So all
that's a lot
for $52.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's a year's worth of entertainment and then some for $52. Come on.
Yeah, you can't beat it. You really can't.
So become a patron, like it says in the sign over here. So okay, we're in the pre-show. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start getting some stuff ready here to make sure everything's going.
You need to fix the screen because this is bizarre to me.
Oh, because it's backwards?
Yes.
Oh, because I'm on the left and you're on the right? Because the way that they're looking, we look normal, if you can imagine that.
Really?
Yeah.
As normal as we ever get.
When I put up the bottom thirds, which will
switches
come up here,
it
switches it.
Yeah.
So
and
we see
looks
each other,
right.
And it looks right when we do this. So if I can put Amy and Andy up here, ta-da! See,
there we go. That looks better.
That's the way we're supposed to be.
I don't know why that looks normal because it's actually backwards.
Yeah, it's backwards to us until you switch it.
Yeah.
And then it's the way we see it, the way you see it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it looks backwards to us. So that's how that goes. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. So I'm gonna get some stuff put up here so that we can.
Ooh, that's not right.
I'm going to keep that one too. No, because that is for last week's show.
Yes, it is.
So we will fix that and save it, and go that way, and we will save that as. All right. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff for you. It's going to be another really, really good show. This one I went a little different, and everybody goes uh-oh when they hear that.
Yeah. Well, everybody's talking about, all the podcasters are talking about Geo Woodstock now, and we were not able to attend.
No.
So
it just wasn't in the cards this year.
No, not this year, and that's okay. So we didn't really. We're like, well, it's Geo Woodstock. What are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
So we're kind of going a different direction given what's coming up soon.
Right, which would be Father's Day.
Yes.
It's not this week. It's in a couple weeks. And
my brain is kind of frying.
That's all right. And the cool thing about this is that what's that?
Urban Dude wants a shout out for geocachers against poison ivy.
Leaves of 3, let them be.
He says he thinks geocachers against poison ivy should join Patreon.
There you go. Hey, if you want to get organizations involved, we will take it.
I think he is the organization.
That'll be good. Okay. An organization of one. That is cool. But yeah, I mean that's all part of the fun. And what was I talking about?
I don't know. Father's Day.
Father's Day. Thank you.
Not being next week.
Sorry. Yeah, Father's Day is not being next week. That tells you where my brain's in 6 different spots.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff at home going on, and I'm like.
Yeah, because the daughter's getting ready to graduate next year from high school.
Yes, she's about to
And then she turns the following week. She turns 18 years old.
Which means 35. And
in dog years.
In dog years, and then we get to talk to the recruiter about her going into the Navy. So lots of stuff with Miss Eunice.
Yes.
She's all grown up and moving and doing what she needs to do.
And my little nephew's turning 2.
Aw, yes, Mr. Grayson.
Yes, and he's still the cutest little baby ever.
Yeah, he will be until the new one comes along in another couple weeks.
And she'll be my favorite niece.
Yes. So yes,
and she already has a hat.
Lots of stuff. Oh, geez, here we go. Lots of stuff. Anyways, about Father's Day, we've got a lot of stuff.
We could talk about it forever.
Yes, we went a different way this week. We went with very cool, unusual items that you can use for geocaching, but may not necessarily be designed for geocaching. And what do we got in the chat room?
Bible Man Rick would like to know if he can include geocachers against poison oak.
Oh, see, here it is. Yes. See, what it is, we'll have a bidding war between poison ivy
and poison oak,
and then we'll get poison sumac.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to get sumac in there, too.
So you three go at it, and whoever has the highest bid wins.
Uh-oh. Native Texan said geocachers against poison plants.
Oh, there. See, and then you have your generalizations. So whoever out of the groups gets the highest bid, we don't mind.
That's awesome.
And if you all want to bid individually until you finally get that upper bid, go for it. We're all for it.
I just like watching them talk about it. That's pretty funny.
It's funny. Good stuff. So, yeah, good stuff. So, anyways, this is some really unique items that you may not have thought of as a Father's Day gift for a geocacher. But when we talk about them, you're going to go, oh, that makes perfect sense. So, hopefully you'll say, oh, that makes perfect sense. So, we shall see.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm going to get a link.
You're going to get a link?
Yeah, you told me you were going to send me a link.
Really?
Yeah, to what you wanted.
Oh, yes. I already told her, and she said no, which is not good because it's one of the items, and I will.
What did I tell you no about?
Well, when I talked about a particular item, don't tell them what it is yet because it's one of my favorites. So we'll have to see.
No, I didn't tell you no about the really cool thing that you thought was really.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, sorry.
So, yes, we digress.
Yeah, we're talking in code now.
No, we're. Don't tell the straights.
Don't tell them, but talk about it indiscreetly on the
show in front of everybody. Don't worry about it. They'll never catch on. It's okay.
Oh yes, now we have geocachers against snakes.
Oh, see, we got this. Everybody.
Yeah, and I want geocachers against spiders.
Mm-hmm. We've got a bugs agent in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can
geocachers against bugs. Yeah, and I'm good with that.
I think somebody should form the club for a patron as to no nanos in the woods.
No.
Yes, no nanos in the woods or evil. I mean, there's all sorts of things that they could have for stuff like that we could be creative. They're all for things that they're going to put as a Patreon. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
As he shoves me out of my chair.
So yeah, lots of stuff. How many?
Let's all just stay inside.
That's it. How many people in the chat room? We're kind of curious because we got a ton of people in the chat room again. Maybe for that little item that we have.
Yeah, there's a small item that we may or may not be getting away with.
Yes, it's in the original package.
Oh yeah, see, I gotta.
Yeah, this is in the original package. That's what we're giving away tonight in the Cache Stash. So somebody's going to win one of those. And we only have until the WWFM. Matter of fact, I don't know if that'll even work here. Let me see something. I'm going to play with something while we're doing this. The WWFM, I'm going to see if this actually works. Because this might.
That's funny.
If this goes, I'll see. Because this is coming out of my mic. The WW, nope, it's not doing it. Oh, got it. I wonder why.
Oh, did you want the echo?
Yeah, you know why? Because it's not in my. If I put it into this WWFM, no. Okay, wait, I got to turn this up. Hang on, there we go. That might be it. The WWFM. There it is. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I can be like Sunny. Wow, it's deep in here. Echo. I love it. So yes, we have the. I'll save that for the appropriate moment.
Oh my God!
Is
there really an appropriate moment for this?
See, Sonny in the podcaster when he introduces the. I'm just looking at the control board here real quick. So yeah, that's on that. Okay, I don't want to monitor. I want those. So yeah, when he does the announcement for the WWFM, he brings in the echo for the WWFM, and that sounds also cool. So I can do that too because I got a real nifty board too. So that's all toys. That's how it works. All right, we've got let's see, another 20 minutes takeaway. Well, a good 17 or so. We started a little late because somebody had to have her coffee.
Man, I don't know why I was so sleepy, but I was literally playing on my phone. I was playing Canasta, if anybody knows what that card game is. And I thought, I'm just so tired or so sleepy. I'll just lay down my phone on my lap, and I'll just close my eyes for a second. Yeah, that second went quick.
Next thing you know, it's honey.
He's
time
like,
to get up.
hey,
And she's
are you coming? I'm like, sure. What time is it?
Yes.
So yeah, it was pretty quick. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm like, I need coffee. He said, okay. Go in there and set yourself up. I'll get you some coffee. I'm like, you're a good man.
That's a good thing. So that's what.
Oh, they want you to do the echo when you do yip yip yip.
Oh, I can do that now too. Let's see.
Oh, and then Mrs. Doubtfire echo. I'm not sure how that would work.
All right, let's test it. We've got a couple minutes here. That's all part of the fun of the pre-show.
Oh.
All right, hang on. You can't say anything because your mic. Actually, it's only on my mic, so that'll work. Hang on.
Okay, good.
Hello. Oh my.
Yeah, that was...
Hello and welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Hello.
That's kind of weird.
Yip yip yip. There you go.
It's a little weird.
Oh, there's all sorts of fun things you can do on this board that we never get to play with. But yes, there you go.
It'd be a little weird with us sitting in here on the mic, and nobody else but us can hear what's going on, and then all of a sudden we bust out laughing, and everybody's going, what are they doing?
I don't know. Well, we got 8:30, folks. They're just coming up to it.
Yep.
All right.
Yip.
Yip. All right. I think it's just about time once I get a couple of things set up here real quick and get this set up. And I think we are just about there. All right, folks. This is going to be really, really good show. You're going to get a lot of good tips tonight, and I hope you enjoy them. And let us know what you think, because, yes, Father's Day's up, and we don't want ties. I'm just saying.
As usual, I haven't seen the notes.
Wow.
I know it's Father's Day, and that's about it.
You know, that's the nice thing about you is the spontaneity
that
comes from this.
It's like, you ready for the show? Yep. What's it about? Don't know.
We'll find out.
I'll find out as he scrolls.
Isn't that the way? All right, let's get this party started. All right, good stuff. Here we go. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Hello! And welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Headhard Hat Smith. That was Miss Doubtfire in the dungeon. Actually, she's down checking out the GeoSnippits Cache Stash and all the items that are held down secretly in that padded area. And so she wanted to say, hello! And so good stuff. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. It is May 29th, 2014, and in the next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the Headhard Hattress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. Wow! So raise your hand. How many people didn't go to Geo Woodstock this year? Geo Woodstock 12. Okay, yeah, both of us. We didn't make it.
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat room.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, I know you're shocked.
Yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend, and for some interesting reasons, we just couldn't make it this year, and I know Sunny and Sandy didn't either, but a lot of other ones did. If you saw Joshua, yes, Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, you would have seen all the little snippets that he did of all the people that he met while at Geo Woodstock, and sadly, Headhard Hat and the Headhard Hattress wasn't on the video.
But we're going to be there next year.
We are going to be there next year.
We're determined.
It is going to be in Washington, the D.C., as opposed to A.C. I love AC/DC. Anyways, Washington, D.C. next year, land of the virtual geocaches. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to it next year, and we are going to try our darndest to try to make it to the block party this year and see if we can work that out. So anyways, we'll see how things go.
A lot of them didn't go.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it the time of the year, the economy, there are so many different factors.
So many reasons, yeah.
And, because if you really think about it, there's probably, I think, and this is just a rough guesstimate I got from Daryl W4, who was there. Scott Burks went from Geocaching Podcast.
Okay. Oh.
Yep, they both went. And so did Bad Cop. Matter of fact, Daryl and Bad Cop went together. And so they were figuring about 2,500 people.
Really?
So there were a lot of people there, and
Okay,
and so it was a good turnout, and I heard the venue there was fantastic. A lot of good stuff. I was very interested in the Irish River Festival. They had beer. It was a lot of fun for a lot of people, and I'm really kind of sorry that we missed out on it. Amy and I had a very good weekend. We helped out some friends that needed help. We spent some time with family, and of course, we did lots of grilling.
Yeah, he grilled every meat.
Shy of fish.
Shy of fish.
Yeah, we didn't do seafood, but if it walked or crawled
in a previous life,
we cooked it.
And it was on that grill.
It was great. Yeah, we had a good time grilling and just enjoying
it was fun.
The weather was perfect. It was beautiful out. And just had a lot of time.
Even grilled yesterday.
Yeah, we had stuff left over.
We used a whole bag of charcoal this weekend.
Yeah, so that was good. That was good.
He's like, this is great.
Yep. So instead of going over what we didn't do with Geo Woodstock, I thought I would tell you about something that got donated to us.
That's really cute. I like that.
Yeah, this is called the Geocaching, a Seek and Find Journal. This is the mini green hardcover, and this comes from a series called Write It Down. And it's this is $6. This is $5.95. You can get this at www.journalsunlimited.com. Now, what this is very simple. It's a standard journal. Hardcover, with heavy-duty pages to it, and there's enough for about to manually write in 100 geocaches. The front of the page has everything like find name, posted by, the difficulty, the size, who you searched with, the coordinates, information about it, hints, geocache owner, travel bug information. And on the back, it has 3 different entries you can put for date searched with the possibility of found or not found.
Yep, and it even has the difficulty.
Yes,
and the terrain.
The difficulty in the terrain and all the notes.
Yep.
And all the notes. Now, people go, come on, we are living in a society where we use smartphones, you push the button.
The digital age.
And the way you go. Why would somebody want this? I'm telling you what. The first 100 geocaches that I did when I started in 2008 was in a manual logbook. I still have it around somewhere nearby that I couldn't find right now if I wanted to. But
it's near.
But it's the first 100 I found written in my own handwriting. Mm-hmm. All the notes were in there, and those are the ones I still remember.
And this doesn't crash.
Yeah, this doesn't crash on you. This is something, if you've got a geocacher that is just starting out.
Yeah, that would gotta be the way to go.
This would be perfect for them to write down and treasure and remember the first 100 geocaches before they get so swept up into the electronic age.
Yeah, and that way, I mean, they can remember the notes. They don't have to. And if they're not sure how far they're going to get into geocaching,
this would be a good thing.
This would be perfect, because that way they can say, okay, I'm not really sure about this, so let me get this $7 book instead of the $30 application on my phone.
Well, they can do that too. I mean, they can get the application.
Free, but
the idea is when you write down your memories, you remember them.
But you write down your memories, and that's the most
important
thing. And this is in
your handwriting, and this is something that when I get old and gray, which will be next week,
I was gonna say.
the logbook that I have from my original stuff from 2008.
Yeah.
It is so cool to go back.
And you remember that stuff.
Remember all the stuff
Yeah.
and all the memories, because it's so easy to forget stuff when you do it just through the phone.
And you can write down stuff like, I
Yeah.
saw this very pretty park or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
that type
and you
of
do
thing.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So again, this is www.journalsunlimited.com. You can get this through Amazon.com for $5.95, and give this to a geocacher when they're first starting out.
Yeah.
This is an excellent way for them
I really like that.
to
I
learn
really
the
do.
habits of geocaching and learn the nuances
Oh,
of it,
that's a good idea.
and go that way.
You could use it to write down your favorites, Native Texan said.
Absolutely.
Which
That
is
would
an
be
awesome
a great thing to
idea.
put in for your
Yeah.
favorites. And it's just it's a hardcover book, as far as it's very thick, like a cardboard.
It's worth the $6.
It's worth the $6.
Yeah.
It
I would
really
pay
is.
$6, and I'm really cheap.
Yeah, so she's frugal. She's frugal. So there are two of them that was given to us by the fine group at Journals Unlimited. I'm going to actually write up a review and put it on my blog as well, but I thought I'd mention it on the show. And we are going to actually give away the two that they gave to us as prizes in the not too distant future. So these will be going into the Cache Stash, but I thought it would be very cool to tell everybody about them, because they are really neat. So that's the stuff that we have for our banter for today. And so you might be saying to yourself, wow, this is really cool. We enjoyed the pre-show, and now we can hear it as a mini podcast. We see Amy and Andy doing their shows live. How can we see them live? Because there is so much going on. Plus, they give away prizes, too, like those WWFM11 geocoins like last week. So, I mean, there's so many things that you can do with that. How do you get along? How do you find them live? Well, it's very simple. So you can watch the show live, or generally get in touch with Amy and myself, watch the live feed, or join us in the chat room, which is worldwide. We've got literally geocachers all around the world, by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the pre-show starts about 8:10, and I got a feeling that's going to be moving up to 8 o'clock in the not too distant future, because people love the pre-show.
I'll fall asleep.
And you get a lot of extra content of behind the scenes of how the show works, and all the fun stuff that Amy and I get into, and people love that. All you have to do is also, to get a hold of us through our social links, is if you go to geosnippets.com, underneath the glowing pictures of Amy and myself are buttons, and each one are the different social networks, your Facebooks, your G+, your Twitters, your YouTube, all the different ways that you can get in touch with us one way or another, either about the show or things that you've had happen with you. Got some really cool stuff this week from Memphis Mafia. We had a lot of stuff that we get on a regular basis. Please, 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 if there's one thing that we ask you to do that you'll have the most communication with us, Amy does do a lot of stuff on Facebook. I tend to do most of the stuff that we communicate with the geocachers through Google+. Get us both in your Google+ circles. And please make sure that you hook into our YouTube channel, the Head Hard Hat channel on YouTube. All you have to do is go on the GeoSnippits website. There's a whole big old button. All you have to do is press subscribe, and you'll instantly be subscribed to our YouTube channel. Once you do that, every time we do a podcast, a vlog, anything that we do that we push out to YouTube, instantly goes into your subscribed area on your YouTube area, and you have instant access to us the second it gets published. So once we're done, like with tonight's show, we publish it, it goes instantly in your box, and you can go and watch it at your leisure. So make sure that you subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. So yeah, we can do that. And finally, we have our voicemail line, where you can call in your questions, your comments, or suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to do that. You can go to geosnippets.com. On the right-hand side of the screen, we have the Send Voicemail tab. Click onto that. You got up to 3 minutes that you can say anything that you want about the show, questions, comments, things that you've done, any of that. And if it's something that we feel that would be beneficial to everybody in our geocaching community, we will put it out on the show for you. So please be sure to do that, and give it a try. It's free.
Cool. Well, my favorite Memphis Mafia has left us some viewer feedback. Thank you. And They say, and I say they because it's a whole family thing going on with them, so which is awesome. It says, I think the best geocaching related Father's Day present would be for my girls to take me geocaching.
Uh-huh.
This means that they would plan out the whole day and I would just be along for the ride or the hunt.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we there's so many cute things the family does for the dads when it comes to things like this. And that's actually that's the whole basis of our show tonight, is to kind of give some examples of things that Dad might really want that you wouldn't even know Dad really wanted.
Not unless Dad tells me.
Unless Dad tells you. With emphasis and pictures and arrows on the refrigerator.
Oh, hey, Lisa.
So, yeah, we got all sorts. Lisa's in.
The newlywed.
Yes, coffee is important.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so she got back with from Geo Woodstock, and I think she brought back a couple of bumper stickers and a travel bug, and that was about it. Because their area was swamped.
Awesome.
So, I think she did very, very well, and we're so glad to hear about it.
Yeah.
Yes, good stuff. So, yes, Father's Day is awesome, and it is so cool to have the family take you out geocaching and have fun with that.
I hope the girls do take you out
I hope so, too. Awesome stuff. All right, let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cache-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-Advance.com. Go find it. And also by
Coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HARDHAT for a 10% discount. The poker chip geocoins are a new coin that Coinsandpins.com now has available. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale.
Awesome.
We're very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Sorry. That's all right. Moving on. Yeehaw! Yip, yip, yip. This is the yip, yip, yip in the GeoSnippits Cache Stash dungeon. They wanted to hear yip, yip, yip with the echo. So, yip, yip, yip. I love playing with toys. She's giving me a look like, why are you doing this?
He's only doing it because he can.
Yes, that's right. No, we were playing around with the echo machine for the other thing that we'll be doing later. And so they said they wanted the yip, yip, yip.
Other thing?
The WWFM 11 Worldwide Flash Mob. So that's what we do. And
I didn't think you'd do it.
We'll be talking about that in a little bit too. So, anyways, yeah, we have some really, really cool stuff for you, and we thought we'd come a little.
Ooh, I see wine.
There you go.
Mama needs some wine.
Mama needs some wine. You know, this I picked this one up from actually Ladies' Night when they were talking about some of the different things that the ladies like to do after geocaching, but I thought this would be cool for Father's Day too, especially if you take the one you love.
Aww.
And I'm going to keep it right there. I'm just going to say, if I say something stupid, I'm going to get slapped by so many people. But you take the ones you love, and the first thing that we've got 10 items tonight, and the first one that we're going to talk about is something that is called the Set of Steady Sticks October Wine Bottle and Glass Holders. It's about $29.90, and can you read off of that part of it?
Yes, I can. WineEnthusiast.com.
WineEnthusiast.com. That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
We are going to have show notes that you're going to find on the GeoSnippits Reboot website. So if you go to www.geosnippetsreboot.com, and we're going to have a show notes area that we're going to put all these links to all these cool items. So for the significant others that went, oh, he would love that, this is what we'll put all this information out for you. But anyways, basically what this is, it's a wire frame that you simply stick in the ground. Mm-hmm. And in it you can put a wine bottle and 2 glasses.
Now, it doesn't have to be a wine bottle.
That's what I was going to say.
It could
for
be
the guys,
like a grape juice bottle for people who don't drink.
Or Billy Beer.
Or what?
Beer and 2 glasses, if you want to use glasses. I'm talking guys,
right.
so I'm just saying, if
well,
the guys want to be romantic, they can use this as a cool thing where you're out in the woods, you don't have, a picnic table nearby, you just need a spot to put something so you can have a little quiet moment with your significant other. This would be a cool thing for a guy to have to bring along for something like this. You just poke it in the ground, and it holds up a wine bottle and 2 glasses that'll go in here, or your favorite libation.
Yes.
And set of libations next to it so you can double fist it. Either way. So that's the first thing that we put out for Father's Day gift. And, of course, the first thing Amy said was, oh, wine. So, yes, that's good stuff. The next one that was really cool is what's called the Hero 3 Black Edition. And it's a GoPro camera that you can get. Again, this is on Amazon. Most of these are on Amazon.com. I got 2 prices. I got the price that I originally found the item on. This particular one is the Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. It's heavy duty, and it's basically made for the geocacher that goes out and does that heavy extreme type of geocaching where they're out hanging down across cliffs and riding their bikes and everything else that they go out when they go geocaching. The price for it normally is $399.99. You can get it for $299.99 at Amazon.com, and it's just one of those heavy-duty cameras that you can submerge in water, you can drop down the side of a cliff, it's just made for punishment. A lot of times they have mounts that you can go and actually put fisheye lenses on this thing.
Serious?
Yes, you can actually mount it to your helmet.
Wow.
And so when you're driving and you're riding your bike or you're hiking and you're going through that, you get that person front eye view.
I'm like, please
look.
don't use this driving.
No, this is not for driving. This is for being out in the woods or on the mountains or doing whatever extreme type things.
Well, you never know what people will do, so I say that as a disclaimer.
Yes, because, for example, when I go out in the woods and I know it's going to be extra rainy or it's going to be, swampy or nasty type of terrain, I will take my one of my cameras that's like a GoPro that is heavy duty so that I don't have to worry about it getting dropped or plunged into water. I can pick it up and still use it, and it's heavy duty for stuff like that. Same principle with this one, the Hero 3 Plus Black Edition. Now,
nice
when you look at the show notes when I put them out, and I'll try to have them out tonight, there's pictures and links
gig, wow.
to that. And with this particular one on Amazon.com, you get a free 32 gig micro SD card along with the purchase. So I thought that would be a cool thing for a geocacher as well. The next item is a Garmin Phoenix hiking GPS watch with exclusive trackback feature. Why don't you read this part right here for me, and that way it'll explain a little more what it is.
Wow.
Out loud.
Yes, I got that.
I was just saying.
I just had a thought, sorry. Whether you're a serious adventurer or a weekend warrior, the Phoenix provides comprehensive navigation, I feel like a commercial,
yes,
and tracking abilities that will help keep you on the right track. A high-sensitivity GPS lets you record up to 1,000 waypoints and keeps a breadcrumb track log of your movement, so you always know where you are and where you've been.
Yeah, and again, this if you go to like LL Bean, this sucker will run you about $400. If you go to Amazon.com, this will run you $300. And basically, this is a high-end GPS watch that you can go through and you can go hiking through, and it will keep your track of everywhere you go. And then all you got to do is push the button, and it will get you back following the same trail. So that's one of the cool things that I like about it. It's got a lot of other cool features that are involved with it. But for your geocacher who loves going out there and just using a smartphone,
this watch has got to be it.
Yeah, this watch will be great for them because you know what happens to smartphones. How many times have we talked about in the past where some individual goes out in the deep woods with just a smartphone and the smartphone dies? Then what do? They do it. And they do.
Well, my phone sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, I know yours does, but I'm saying there are people that have spent nights in the woods because they get lost and they don't know how to get back for something like this. Now, it's rarer to have your GPS go out because the batteries ran out because you forgot to bring extra batteries. But when you do, you've got this cool watch that's going to track you as you go through. So again,
this is back home.
This is, you say, wow, that's a lot of money, Andy, but you know what? When you are out there and you have these situations happen and this is your godsend that gets you back to the car, it's worth it or something like that. So again, the Garmin Phoenix hiking GPS watch with exclusive trackback feature. Again, you can get these in several places, but the most inexpensive I've seen shy of eBay is off of Amazon.com.
Yeah. We don't have an Amazon link, do we? GeoSnippits Amazon link?
No, but we are going to look into that.
Okay.
Sunny and Sandy actually have one, and this is very cool. It doesn't cost you, the viewer or the consumer, any money with this.
Right.
But what happens is if you go through Podcatcher right now, the way they have their set up, and we're going to set one up too because it just gives that little extra bit of money. It's like the affiliate program that we have with Cache Advance. If you go through our link off of our website and buy something, we get a small, and I mean, we get a small percentage of money back.
Better than nothing.
That's what I mean. Every penny counts. So we get a small part. So yes, we are going to send something up for Amazon.com as well because it's, it doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't cost you anything, and yet we just get a couple extra bucks when you go and buy stuff by going through our link. So thank you very much for asking for that. We greatly appreciate it. This next item that we have is really, really cool. I love this because there are still a lot of geocachers that love taking their MacBooks, their iPads, their laptops with them while they go out geocaching. If you're out on a multi-day trip, you like having that along with you. This is the Pelican Pro Gear S105 Sport Backpack for 15-inch MacBooks and laptops. Now, the price on it, where you get it off the website for them, is $139.95. But if you get it off of Amazon.com, I found it as low as $65. And why don't you go ahead and read what they have on that?
If you have a friend who travels a lot but still has to whip out their MacBook at a moment's notice while in security line at the airport, this backpack is TSA ready. So the only thing holding them back is getting their shoes off and on. This backpack is even sturdy enough to take on a hike for those friends who have to impress you with their photo collection from the top of a mountain. It has an ergonomic design with a deep ventilated channel back and a lifetime guarantee.
Awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice pack and just something that helps protect, because Pelican makes them in fantastic cases when it comes to a lot of the equipment that we have.
And I'll tell you that a lot of the cases that we have at the fire department are Pelican cases.
Yeah.
To keep equipment in. So.
Right. So it's a good thing to have, and it just gives that a little extra protection to your electronics. So that would be an awesome thing to have. I also am a huge fan for fuel bags. Basically, those are backpacks that you have that have batteries in them.
Yep. I was just talking about one.
Yep. So the idea is that you go through, and if you need to keep your phone topped off while you're hiking, it's excellent for that, and that way you don't get halfway out and have your phone run out of batteries.
And you can get good deals on those.
Oh, I've got them off of some sites that they have specials. I think you spent like what? $30.
I was going to say 20, but
yes, for a full backpack that's normally $150.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So there are deals out there. You just got to look for them. But fuel bags are awesome. I highly recommend them.
Now everybody needs this next one.
Yeah, the next one.
The Energizer Pro 7 LED headlamp.
Yeah, these are awesome. These are.
They're not expensive.
They're not expensive. They're just $16 for one, and they are high-end LED lights that you strap around your head, and pretty much every geocacher nowadays should have one because, and it's like, well, it's not like we're tunnel caching or anything like that. You don't need that for that.
No, I mean, if you get out caching and then all of a sudden nighttime slips up on you, which has happened to us even, then it'll help.
Yeah, and it's nice. You can keep it in front of you. It's got a beautiful set of LEDs that light up. And again, just $16. for that extra security when you do have to go into tunnel caches, and also for when you're like Amy said, where you're out and suddenly you realize sun's going down and we got another 2 miles to go. That's not good.
Or you just all of a sudden decide to go night
caching.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's perfect for that. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Highly recommend it. Now this is
this is it.
This is what I want. Okay, and I told Amy, and I got a raised eyebrow. I had not seen these before, and if you had, tell us your experiences with something similar to this.
What I was talking about is similar to this, but it doesn't wrap around your shoe like that.
Okay, yeah, this is, and I'm going to try to pronounce this. It's KAHTOOLA, Catula Microspikes Traction System. Now it depends on the size of your shoe, but it ranges basically from about $67 to $85 on Amazon.com.
It says $57 to $65.
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's okay.
Misread it. 57 to 65. So basically, what happens with
it's around
this,
$60.
Yeah, $60 for this thing. You've got your shoes, your hiking shoes that you're out geocaching in. You got to go down a holler. Okay, for the people that don't know what hollers are, it's like a valley that you go down into the woods. And if you ever heard hoot and a holler, that's what they're talking about.
You're from Michigan. How do you even know what a hoot and a holler is?
Hey, I've been down here for 7 years. I'm starting So the idea is you got that valley that you've got down that's a 45-degree angle that you've got to go down to go find that geocache. Or you're in an area that's very swampy, very slippery, heavy mud, any of that stuff. What these are, it's got a rubber system to it that goes, you pull up over your shoe, and it goes about maybe halfway up your shoe. The bottom of it that goes on the bottom part of your shoe itself wraps around, and they have these spikes in them. So it's like takes
metal cleats
on steroids. And because they look wicked when you look at these things. They've got these heavy-duty spikes. So the idea is you put this over your boot or your shoe, and you go walking, and it gives you that extra traction. Now, I wouldn't be walking in your favorite carpet with these puppies, or even sidewalks for that matter. But if you are in snow and ice, or if you are in swamp and you're on moss or whatever, these puppies are going to dig in and hang on as you walk. And this is to keep you from falling on your katukas. And I love them. I think they're awesome, and I can think of about 1,000,000 times that these would have come in extremely handy. So, happy times, let me tell you. So the Catula, KAHTOOLA Microspikes Traction System, and again, you can get them on Amazon.com in black or red. Awesome stuff. And
which would you prefer?
Red's colorful, black's fine. I mean, I don't either one. To keep me from falling on my buttocks, my katukas, that would be, I don't care if they're pink. It's going to be something that I would be wearing.
Yes, it's like snow chains for shoes.
That's exactly snow chains for shoes. That's exactly it. Thank you, Memphis Mafia. That's it. Awesome stuff. Really, really cool. And like I said, I could think of a zillion times that this would have been
He has walked around the house. I got to tell you, he has walked around the house going, I cannot tell you how great these things are. These things are awesome. Wait till the show and you see them. They're great. I said, would you like them for Father's Day? Oh, well, if you just happen to see them on the show notes.
Here's the link.
Like, really? I'll send you a link, he says.
Seriously, I can't tell you how many times this would have saved me some serious butt ache. So yes, awesome.
This is not going to be a surprise for him at all.
No, but it's awesome.
But he is going to love it.
Yes, awesome stuff.
He'll act surprised.
I will. I never would have thought. And then I got to go find some area to go test him out.
But I'm also going to get him something else too. So
okay. Well,
he doesn't know it yet.
That's cool. Well, let's give another example.
Sorry.
For Father's Day, let's talk about. Now, I have to. If you're not a geocacher,
ooh, all right, a Leatherman.
I am going to get slapped up because people have the Swiss Army knife versus the Leatherman. Okay?
Both are great.
Both are great. I'll tell you this, but I love Leathermans. I've got 3 different types.
It depends on what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. And this one that we're going to show tonight is called the Leatherman Skeletool and Skeletool CX Multi-Tools.
Oh, coffee.
Now, thank you, honey.
Sorry.
Now, these run, again, Amazon.com, $52 for this. I've seen them much more expensive in other areas. Why don't you get the highlights on that for me, if you would?
Oh, okay. You can get them. Oh, Cabela's. Yes. Oh, I love Cabela's. Stainless steel body, and I'm not sure what the other stuff means, but I'll read it in case somebody else does. 6061 T6 aluminum handle scales.
Okay.
Outside accessible blades mean just like a pocket knife, it can be opened quickly with one hand. A bit driver technology makes it possible to customize the tool for any job. At a mere 5 ounces, the lightest full-size multi-tool on the market. That is pretty light.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a 25-year warranty, so that's really good.
The style of this thing looks mean as heck. It looks like something futuristic. It's
Wait till y'all
gorgeous.
see this thing.
It's wonderful. And I looked at this and went, drool. This is just awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a geocacher, very short in your experience of learning about geocaches, you need some type of tool that can do multiple things to either fix a geocache or get the geocache open or, something, get the logbook out, any of those type things.
Mm-hmm.
A Leatherman is your tool of tools when it comes to having in your pocket to take care of just about any situation that you run
Or
into.
if you get a splinter.
Or if you get a splinter. Yeah, that wrench on the front will get it, I'm telling you. Yes. Thank you. Splinter. Don't laugh. They've got them, and I know the people. See the people with the pocket knives are sitting there going.
That's my dad.
Sit there and say, we got little tweezers and knives. We got tweezers. We can help that splinter.
Then he cuts open his orange with the same thing. I'm like, want some? No thanks.
Okay, our next item is really cool too. This comes from Cabela's, and this is the Cabela's Adventure 5500 Metal Detector by Bounty Hunter.
Oh my God.
I know people are
you're
sitting
not
there
getting
going,
that.
I know people are going, metal detector, that's cheating. Now, believe it or not, there are other sports out there besides geocaching, and if you like treasure hunting, going out with a metal detector is awesome. Now, with that being said, if you can't find that frickin' nano in the woods and you are going to the last resort, I'm going to be...
Yeah, if I'm irritated with it enough, I'd use that.
Shy of using a magnetic emitter device to find it, I'm going to use a metal detector to find that geocache.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It really is. It runs $169.99. And why don't you give a couple of things that it has?
It detects objects up to 4 feet deep.
Cool.
The digital display includes a depth indicator and the touchpad control for simple operation.
That would work for me. So yeah, it's something that I was looking for unique items, and I'm going, oh come on, what dad wouldn't want a metal detector? Because when you're out in looking for that bolt that fell off the thing that you're putting together for the kid, stuff like that. Metal detectors have their uses.
Salty CA has a metal detector app for his cell phone.
Oh, I'd like to see how that fucking works.
I don't know how that works.
Interesting. Maybe just tentatively beeps when you leave. I think there's something here. Beep.
There might be something over there.
Yeah, beep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now this is nice.
Yes. Now this I saw as well, and I think this was out of Cabela's as well.
Sharper Image.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sharper Image.
That's okay.
Okay, this one is something that a lot of geocachers have different versions of, and I know different things exist, but I thought this was cool from Sharper Image. It's the Easy Storage Extendable Ladder. It's $179 at Sharper Image. You might be able to get it a little cheaper someplace else because Sharper Image tends to have a little higher price on things. But Amy, why don't you go ahead and talk about that one?
It's an 8.5-foot easy storage extendable ladder lets you safely reach heights up to 12.5 feet. Wow.
Awesome.
But folds down to just 27 inches for convenient storage. Made of sturdy aluminum alloy. It's easy to use. Simply extend it 1 foot at a time with the no-pinch locking system. When you're finished with your job, it folds down to store virtually anywhere. Features integrated handle, non-slip end caps, and clean touch anodized finished.
Awesome.
Platform height 8.5 feet. Reach height 12.5 feet. Includes storage bag.
Yeah, now this is something I could see just keeping in the back of the Geomobile for when you get those nasty geocaches up in a tree and you're not as flexible as you used to was when it comes to getting up a tree. This would be a great way to go and find some of those geocaches. And
I can still climb a tree.
I could climb a tree if you've got a couple of years for me to do it.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
You can do it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought this would be awesome. I know there's other types of things that you can use.
And how much is it?
This one is a little more expensive at $180.
Okay, you probably find it a little cheaper somewhere else.
I would imagine, and there are other things out here. What I really liked about it is this thing compacts down to 2 foot in a storage bag that you can just put in your trunk and go.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that.
I try Amazon. I try Amazon for everything.
Yeah.
If not there, eBay.
Yeah. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome things. Okay, this last one it's just got a cool factor to it that I really, really liked. It's very, very handy. It's got a clip-on, and basically what it is a clip-on weather forecaster. It's $50 from the Sharper Image. And Amy, why don't you go ahead and talk about that part of it, and we'll wrap this up.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, she's typing away in the chat room.
Talk amongst yourself.
This dead air is dedicated to all the people out there.
Okay, take the clip-on weather forecaster whenever you head out for a day of golfing. I don't golf. Hiking. I could have done that. Skiing or mountain biking.
Or geocaching.
They forgot that.
Yeah.
That's all. This combination barometer, thermometer, hygrometer, and clockometer give you all the information you need to stay on top of the weather and sudden changes in the atmospheric pressure. An easy-to-read LCD screen displays 12 or 24-hour time, temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius, relative humidity, pressure reading, pressure trends, and a weather forecast graphic. The weatherproof case with a heavy-duty carabiner clip attaches easily to clothes, pack, or bike.
Yeah, this is something that I thought, because, you have this on your phone. Yeah, your phone isn't always available, and a lot of times if you're looking at other things besides... Or correctly. If you're looking at things, you're burning up a lot of battery. Mm-hmm. If you want something that you can just clip on your pack, you're out hiking, you're out geocaching, and you can see that you've got X amount of time before that storm comes in without having to worry about, your batteries on your phone going bad. It's handy, it's very visible, it's a neat-looking gizmo, and it's, like I said, $50, and you get all this information and more. So I thought that was really a cool thing to have for the dad.
That's really nice, and that's not a bad price, actually, for that. I mean, you can probably get it cheaper, but I probably wouldn't mind paying that for
that. And it looks like it's very durable, and it's something that you can just clip on something and
I wonder how waterproof it is.
It's made for being outdoors, so
it said weatherproof case. So,
yeah. So I'm thinking it's a good little gizmo to have on, and something handy, because you just never know. Depending on the climate you're at and where you're at, weather changes can happen within a very short amount of time, and you want to keep track of how that is and what your situation is going to be while you're out
Especially
in the wild.
If you're in a very mountainous area, I would think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of those things where, weather comes up quick, and you want to be on top of it as you go. And then, like you said, in the mountains and the higher elevations, that would be an awesome thing to have. So that's our 10 items for Father's Day. We hope you enjoyed that part of it and got some good tips. Again, we're going to have the show notes out on the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast website. So if you go to www.geosnippitsreboot.com, where you can also pull our individual podcasts, the video cast of our podcast, and our show notes, this will be available for you to go check out the links and go with that. So we hope you enjoyed that, and we hope that some Father's Day presents have improved greatly for geocaching.
Apparently they have. I've seen some ordering going on.
All right, there you go. So good stuff. Let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Yes, we do also accept the PayPal donations, and we're going to be considering the PayPal donations that you give. If you don't want to go through Patreon, we're going to also include into the Patreon program that we have. So in other words, if you donate X amount of dollars in PayPal, if it falls within a range of one of the rewards that we have in Patreon, you get that award. So we want to make it fair for everybody, and I know there's comfort values where people feel very comfortable with PayPal because it's a proven area of doing donations, but either way, you'll become part of the patron program through that. So you have your choice between PayPal and Patron, and I'm going to try to keep this under a couple minutes because last time I know I went into a big rant or not a rant, but a big explanation.
Would you like me to do it?
No, I want to do it so that part goes really quick, if you don't mind. So that way we can do, and you can add your parts that you want to add into. Sound good?
You were going to keep it short. So
I'm going to keep it short. So anyways.
I'll poke you.
Okay, thank you. If you go to www.patreon.com/headhardhat, you will go to the page for the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. In there, it's very simple. You can give a single flat award amount of anything that you want. And depending on the amount of money that you give, you can get a reward. So you can give a flat amount. Say I want to give $50. Okay, great. We'd love that. If you want, what happens is with Patreon, each week that we do the podcast, that show goes into the Patreon program. If you're part of Patreon, you can give per episode. So if you want to give $1 per episode, you go through there, and you also can do $1 a week, because we do one show a week, for whatever amount of time you want. So say, for example, that you want to give $25, but you only want to do it $1 a week. All you have to do is set it up for $1 with the total limit of being $25. And then once it's $25, it stops. So those are the two ways that you can give money. In our reward system, we have several awards that you can do to win or achieve depending on how much you give.
Now, is the $1 a week taken out as $1 a week?
Yes.
So every week you get charged $1.
Right.
Okay. Just want to make that clear.
That's how that works. So basically what happens is if you give a donation under $12, you get part of the patron program. So in other words, we are going to have contests every once in a while where prizes that will be given away only to our patrons. All right? Now, we're still going to do the same contests and stuff that we've always done in our shows. None of that changes. We don't charge you for the show itself for the people that don't want to pay money. That's never going to change. We're never going to hold episodes because you're not a patron. We're never going to do that. For the people that do want to support, though, you become part of the club of being patrons, and if you give a set amount underneath $12, you're eligible every time we have a contest for a prize for patrons. So once you're in, you're in. We have one reward system that if you give $12, up to $12, you get access to our pre-show mini podcasts. We just started them last week. We're going to do a free show. We did a free show last week. We're going to do a free show tonight of the pre-show, and we're going to do a free show next week. After that, the pre-show content goes to our patrons. So if you click on the reward system for $12, you will instantly be put on the list, and you will always, after that point, get our pre-shows. And so what it is our pre-show that we do in our video is now being put into a mini podcast, and they're usually 20 minutes or so long of extra content that you can now listen to as a mini podcast. And that will go out with our regular podcast that we normally do. Okay. If you're a patron, you have access to them starting after next week. And if you're not a patron, you don't have access. It's as simple as that.
So
$12.
Okay. So $26.
Right. At $26 or more, you're going to have access to our Hangouts. Amy and I are going to pick at least once a month. If it's more of a response, we'll do more of it. We're going to have special days that we are going to go out and we're going to do a Hangout, just like you're seeing the video now. So what will happen is everybody who's a patron that is eligible for the Hangouts, you're going to be given a special link and a special time to meet up. And what will happen is 9 of the people, so say we've got 100 patrons, all right? 9 of those people are going to have access. We'll pull the names out of a hat, we'll notify them early, and they will be able to come on live with us as we do the Hangout. The Hangout will be recorded for the other people that weren't there to see it live, and it will only be to those patrons that have access to that.
And that's in addition to the first one.
Right, so you also get
the pre-show
stuff and the Hangout stuff.
Okay.
Finally.
Yep, $52.
If you do $52, which is $1 a week for a year,
you get the first 2 plus.
Plus, we are designing, and you're going to help do this, we are designing the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast path tag. And what will happen is for all the people that donate $52 or more, you're going to receive a path tag plus all the other features that we just talked about.
Right.
So that's our Patreon system. We hope that you get involved with this. This literally is helping us keep the show running because without you, we're just plain not going to be able to.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
There's just so much money that's involved with everything that deals with it. If you go to patreon.com, which is patreon.com, and you go there /headhardhat, it will show all the goals that we have and where the money's going. So that way you'll see exactly how everything's going, and we want to build up our base with that. So we've got the Patreon program for all our patrons to help out who support us and our way of giving back to you for doing that. So that's how that works. So we thank you for the people that have already started in this. We're getting some very generous donations, and we appreciate it. All right, good stuff. I think that's everything that we have on there. Let's move on. All right, it's time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. The way that works is very simple. We have some of the, if not the best companies in the geocaching world who want to get the word out about their particular companies. And to do that, what they do is they give us their products that they sell to their people, and we take them, and once a week we choose a product. We do a blurb about that particular company, and we describe about the products that they provide. And then we give them as prizes to our viewers, which is you. So that's our GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash, and we do this literally each and every week, and we have got a doozy of a prize for last week. So Amy, why don't we talk about the question and the prize for episode 64.
The prize is from coinsandpins.com, and it is the WWFM11 GeoCoin.
All right, let me do this right.
Okay.
It's the WWFM11 GeoCoin. Awesome as it is. Thank you.
Are you
All
happy?
right.
Okay.
I am happy that I did that because it's good stuff.
Okay. The question was, the worldwide flash mob was created by another geocaching podcast show. Which geocaching podcast show was it? The answer is Podcacher Podcast.
That's right. Our friends at Sunny and Sandy at Podcacher, and they started that out So this is number 11.
11.
Yeah, and I just heard they had a mini podcast that they did yesterday, I think, came out, and they have broken the records that they broke last week.
Sweet.
They are somewhere in the neighborhood of 49 countries and almost 1,000. I think they're getting close to the 1,000 mark of events for this.
That's awesome.
That is amazing for how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how it works. We have the question, and what I have here is a random number generator that has the number 1 to the number total number of correct answers that we got back from you fine folks, and we had almost a record, if not a record, of ones that came in. You guys really want this coin, and I know why, and it's wonderful. So what I do is I put that number in, I hit the random number generator, and it gives me a number. Now Amy has her magic coin, and what that does is it says either heads or tails. And the reason why it doesn't talk, but it's nice to think that way. What I have here is a list, as she throws the coin around. I have a list of all the correct answers for the question for episode 64. And what will happen is that random number generator. So if it's heads, and say it's 6, I go 1 and I count down from 6 from the top if it's heads. If it's tails, I go from the bottom of the list and I count up 6 from the bottom, and that's the number we go. It gives that just a little extra randomness for the possible winner. So are we going heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, so we are going from the top of the list for the from the random number generator list, and I am going to pull this here. And the winner is, all right, we've got Keith, if you're going to type this in.
I am, hang on.
All right, Keith and Karen Thu. Keith and Karen Thu. You are our winners. They are from Springfield, Ohio. Congratulations. It looks like 2E Tango is the team name that they've got for that. You are the winner of the WWFM GeoCoin. Now, the winners from last week's show and the winner from tonight, because we have your address, we are going to get in the mail tomorrow.
Okay, so all of the prizes that you have stacked up over there, including...
Right. Those all go tomorrow. So everybody that that hasn't received a prize, those went out last week. The couple that we had from last week's show is going out with this week's show.
And I see a box,
Rick. So it's going out. So those will be going, and so that you get those coins in time. So congratulations to Keith and Karen Thu for the winners for episode 64. Now, you're saying, hey, this is awesome. They are giving away these awesome prizes. Also, we want to say thank you to coinsandpins.com for donating all these coins that they've given to us over this time. This is awesome. Aaron, you are the best. Thank you so much for donating. These are great prizes, and we went through and we just love doing this. So you're saying, how do I become eligible? How do I win these prizes? Well, it's very simple. To be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Stash, all you have to do is, 1, email us a correct answer, and for this week's show, the answer needs to be in by 12 noon Eastern Time, Wednesday, June 4th, 2014. Now, I'm going to put up on the board here so that you can see if you're watching the video. I'll tell the people that are listening to the podcast. All you have to do is you have to send your emails to GSReboot. That's GSREBOOT @gmail.com. And in the subject line for this week's episode, you want to put Q1 and episode 65. So that way it doesn't get confused with all the other answers that we get from people during the weeks, and plus from the other contests that we do. All correct answers will be put in a drawing just like you saw. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room and watching us on the live YouTube feed, we have a second prize like we did last week. We gave another one of these fantastic GeoCoins to somebody live on the show right then, right there. And again, the prizes are going out tomorrow in the mail.
That was
Sorry, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do another time in June. We do it at least once a month. We'll do it for that, but we're going to give away these coins because the time's running short for that. So we are going to do, for this week's show, episode 65, Amy, why don't we talk about what we're giving away?
You just did.
Okay. Now, This brought up an
He even
interesting.
has the YouTube link
Okay, this brought up
to
interesting.
this pronunciation.
What is the? Well, I won't ask you because I already told you the correct one. Last week, the crystals.
Schwarzkopf.
There are X number of crystals that we're not going to say for obvious reason. You'll find out in a minute. There are X number of crystals that are in the GeoCoin. They are gorgeous, and we called them everything from Swarovski. We called them Swarovski. We called them from the Schwartz, maybe Schwarzskis or Schwarzkopfs or whatever.
Yeah, we were joking around with that.
So I got heckled about all the different.
Did you really?
Yes, especially on my own show on geocachingpodcast.com. I got heckled by Corey Stevens about how
Corey, that is not nice.
So I checked it out. What is the correct pronunciation to the crystals that are in the WWFM11 GeoCoin? And the correct way of saying it, Swarovski, or Swarovski. I'm sorry, Swarovski is the correct way of saying. It's not Schwarzskis.
It's what it looks like.
It's Swarovski crystals, and that is the correct way of pronouncing it. In the show notes, there's a link from an employee that was asked how to pronounce it
There's
correctly.
a period between U and B.
Huh?
There's a period between U and B in tube.
Whatever. Anyways, that's
Sorry.
No, she's looking at the link to this
Yeah,
and trying to
I
figure
am.
out. That's the code that they use for.
Is it really?
Yes, that's the code they use for the link, and it's not for always. It's just how they do it. But we digress.
Oh.
Anyways, so
trying to get it
Swarovski
right
is
for
the
people.
correct way to say the crystals in there.
Swarovski.
Why don't we do the question for episode 65 so people can see if they can win the WWFM11 GeoCoin?
Okay.
That's your cue.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to read the answer because I don't know the answer to that.
Good.
But I know now. The WWFM11 GeoCoin has a number of Swarovski crystal gemstones. How many crystals is actually on the GeoCoin?
All right. Now, there's different ways of finding this out. If you go to coinsandpins.com, you can find all sorts of ways of figuring it out. There's different ways of looking. There's pictures of the crystals from posts that we've had. There's ways of finding out, folks. You're just going to have to figure it out to win the last WWFM11 GeoCoin. So you have one more chance to win, and that's next week. Get your answers in by Wednesday, and we will do another drawing for the last GeoCoin for the worldwide flash mob. And I'm going to stop doing this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Good stuff. Let's move on. All right, good stuff. Let us know what you think about tonight's episode, stuff that you agree with, don't agree with, things that you liked that you'd want to see more of for Father's Day gifts. Let us know what you would like to see. If there's particular ones that you thought were interesting, let us know, because that gives us the extra feedback, and we can use that for other shows that we have as well. We highly, highly recommend that you become a patron. We are going to be doing so many different things with the patron program, and it's not going to cost that much money at all, but it's definitely going to help keep the show going. And finally, please, please, please tell other geocachers, especially new geocachers that are just getting into the game, sport, and obsession of geocaching, let them know about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, because we do so much tutorial-type entertainment. It's going to be beneficial for them and make the experience that much more fun for them. So let them know about our show. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Yep, and we want to thank our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Thanks to Andy Headhart Hat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching and the chat room. Please please keep those comments coming in, and see you next time.
Absolutely. I want to do a special thanks to wife Amy. Thank you, darling, once again for being my eyes. I found out all the different things of why I'm having the issues I'm having, and thankfully it's temporary, so that's good stuff. We want to say thank you, fine folks, for all being a part of our geocaching community of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. It's around the world, and we just couldn't do it without you. We look at all the people in the chat room and all the things that are going on. There are people staying up late, people getting up early, just to be with us while we do the live show, and we so appreciate it because you make the show. You are the community, and you make us strong, and you keep growing each and every day, and we just can't say enough about how much we appreciate you. That's why we love giving all this extra content. So, again, thank you so much. We'll see you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, about 8:10 or so for the pre-show on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And as we like to say in the GeoSnippits studios, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com, visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or visit us through our website Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a Head Hard Hat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. The WWFM11 Worldwide Flash Mob. And clear. I had to do it. It's fun. She's shaking her head like, I am so out of here. Thank you, folks, for so much for stopping on by. We hope you appreciate the show. We had a great time. We hope you did, too. For the Father's Days out there, you're welcome. I'm just saying. Great stuff, good things, and we love doing stuff like that. Just tons and tons of good things coming up down the road. We've got even more prizes that we're going to add into this, and we've got goodies coming, and just all sorts of geocaching greatness that you're going to absolutely love, and we appreciate it so much that you're a part of it. We're going to be wrapping up the broadcast now. If you've got anything that you want to let us know, please get in touch with us either through gsreboot@gmail.com or our social links. Let us know what you want to have for future shows, because we don't like to guess. It's no fun trying to just go, yeah, maybe they might not want to hear about this. Let us know what you want us to hear. We got a couple of feedbacks that are in. I know one that was come in brought about puzzle caches, that they wanted to have some more specifics about how to solve them. So that'll be a future show. We've got other ones as well, but please keep coming in with more ideas, because that makes it a lot easier for us to figure out how we can plan the summer and how we're going to be doing more shows that way. So we hope you have a great time. We will see you next week on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., 8:10 or so for the pre-show, and give a look out for the free version of our Patreon mini podcast for the pre-show coming out tonight, and we'll go from there. We hope you enjoy them, and you guys have a great week. Be safe out there, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye, folks.